Trial date has been pushed back several times, first scheduled for May 28th before being rescheduled for June 11th. That date was rescheduled to today before the most recent delay, and now the trial is scheduled for August 19th.
And now the food bank of the Golden Crescent is currently experiencing low shelves and is not able to distribute food at a rapid rate.
25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with the president of the food bank of the Golden Crescent. So Ray, what kind of information did she tell you?
Yes, Trenton and Amaya, president of the food bank of the Golden Crescent, Robin Cato, says the food bank has received 42% less food than the previous year. Cato says she has to cut back on distribution due to less funding. She emphasizes that the food banks are critical and she's dealing with that situation by giving what she can.
It's creating sleepless nights and teary eyes because it's hard to not be able to do what we've done in the past.
Cato says anybody can help by volunteering their time, giving donations, or raise funds. You can also contribute by participating in the Hunger Hero Challenge, which will take place during Hunger Action Month in September. Trenton, Amaya, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ray. And that'll lead us nicely to today's viewer poll. We ask you, have you ever donated to a local food bank? Yes, regularly, occasionally, or not yet, but I'd like to. In the lead, 65% of our voters saying they occasionally donate to the local food bank, which is definitely nice. 14% regularly, and obviously, as they're saying, they are having a shortage of funds and supplies of those things of those natures, so they definitely need the help. But we want to hear from you, so go ahead and visit crossroadstoday.com/vote. We'll have the latest results at 6. Now, there's been a lot of heat these past years. It's been hot.
Yes.
It's been very hot. I'm definitely concerned about
I am concerned about it too. Because I walked out, my dog this morning, it was hot.
He was sweating.
I was sweating. We both were sweating.
Exactly. Well, let's check in with Maclovio Perez with the first look at that heat and forecast.
Welcome to July. I mean, this is going to be with us for quite some time now. This week is exceptionally warm, but as we get to the weekend, things might be changing around. You notice we had hardly a cloud in the sky today, just wall-to-wall sunshine. Only storms were there, way out there in far west Texas. Now, over the weekend, this high pressure is going to move away a little bit, and that's going to allow some tropical rains. Hopefully that'll help us out as we get closer to the weekend. We'll have more details on your 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment. Back to you.
Yes, a man in the Hill Country finds 10 flood victims on his land.
Yes, it's bringing closure to grieving Kerr County families.
The first body.
Oh, wow.
It was down here right at the bottom of this.
Mike Richards says it haunts him that he wasn't able to help the first victim on his property because there were signs he was still alive.
It was a man that he'd been bleeding, and that just indicates to me that he was alive when he was here, and I just, I don't know if I could have saved him or not. I just would have liked to have had the opportunity to try.
While the images are burned in his memory, Richards says he feels it in his heart to push on to find others.
That somebody's granddad was there, somebody's dad, somebody's son. I mean, they mean a lot to people, I just glad to bring closure for his family.
With the help of more than 200 volunteers, Richards was able to search almost every corner of his land.
One was found in a tree, and the rest of them were found by the river.
But there is one corner he says still needs to be searched.
One spot just right over there, and it's probably not, maybe 50 by maybe 100 feet that's still concerning to me.
So it's this area over here that's just weighing on your heart where you think there may be someone over there resting?
Yeah.
Have you connected with any of the families?
No, I haven't. I hope to make a memorial one day and meet some of them.
Richard says he will continue to search his portion of the Guadalupe River for at least another week.
U.S. Representative Monica de la Cruz filed legislation Monday that will revamp a temporary worker program to help ease farm labor shortages. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website at crossroadstoday.com.
About 2,000 National Guard troops are expected to be mobilized soon, according to an official and a source. The troops will assist immigration and customs enforcement at detention facilities in roughly 20 states. The troops will be put on Title 32 status, which means they'll be under the command of their state governments. It's unclear when the troops will be mobilized, but officials say it could happen this week.
Don't miss episode 14 of Let's Grow Texas Ag. Catch it on KMOL Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and KXTS Friday at 10 o'clock p.m.
And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. The Department of Justice is meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. What she reveals could be game-changing. Coming up.
And President Trump is pulling the U.S. out of UN Scientific and Cultural Agency again. But what's behind the decision? Coming up.
Welcome back. The National Archives has released thousands of FBI records related to the 1968 assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. The document dump was posted on the Archives website Monday, totaling nearly 250,000 pages. King historians, however, say the release doesn't reveal much worth noting and doesn't include FBI wiretap recordings of the civil rights leader. Those remain under court seal until 2027. The Trump administration calls the document release a sign of transparency. It says the records include interviews with people who knew King's killer, James Earl Ray, and never released details on his manhunt. King's surviving children say the documents reveal the ongoing disinformation and surveillance campaign that plagued their father.
The Department of Justice says it plans to meet with Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirators, who is currently in prison. Deputy Attorney General Todd says the FBI and DOJ wants to hear what Maxwell has to say. President
Trump today says that meeting sounds appropriate. ABC's Perry Russell is in Washington.
The Department of Justice today says it plans to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, in the coming days. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for her role in enticing and recruiting underage girls to be sexually abused by Epstein. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says he plans to meet with Maxwell, saying in a statement, if Ghislaine Maxwell has information about anyone who has committed crimes against victims, the FBI and the DOJ will hear what she has to say.
Your Deputy Attorney General is reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney asking for a new interview.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do, yeah.
Blanche is Trump's former personal attorney.
He's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt.
Maxwell's lawyer today telling ABC News, I can confirm that we are in discussions with the government and that Ghislaine will always testify truthfully. On Capitol Hill, among the bipartisan calls to release all of the Epstein files,
put up or shut up.
There is new Republican infighting as Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie tries to force House Speaker Mike Johnson to hold a vote on the House floor, compelling the DOJ to release the files.
President's staff, administration, his own children, his vice president have promised that these files would come out, and now we're being told it's a hoax. It doesn't wash.
Speaker Johnson accusing Massie of playing political games.
Let me just say about Thomas Massie, could you just accept my Southern, bless his heart, okay? I don't know what else to say about it. We're for maximum transparency. We're engaging in that right now, and we don't need political games.
Congressman James Comer of Republicans says he plans to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell as soon as possible. A spokesperson for Comer says they will work with the DOJ and the Bureau of Prisons to find a date when she can be questioned. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump is taking the United States out of group in the United Nations called UN Scientific and Cultural Agency. This group works on science and culture around the world. The White House says UNESCO supports ideas that don't agree with America's rules and also doesn't treat Israel fairly. They also don't like that UNESCO said Palestine is a country which the U.S. disagree with. The U.S. left this group before in 1984, came back in 2003, and left again when Trump was president before. This time, the U.S. will officially leave at the end of 2026.
Now, legendary performer Ozzy Osbourne was found dead at 76, surrounded by his family.
And here with a look back on his remarkable life, ABC's Renee Roy has it.
Ozzy Osbourne, undoubtedly one of the most beloved and iconic heavy metal performers, has died at the age of 76. His family saying it's with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. Osbourne co-founded the band Black Sabbath in 1968 in his hometown of Birmingham, England. He gained notoriety for his often drug and alcohol-fueled antics on stage, which earned him the nicknames the Prince of Darkness and the Metal Madman. Osbourne was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease back in 2019, speaking with ABC News about the illness in 2022.
How's your mobility these days?
Not great, but I mean, I have to negotiate everywhere I'm going to go, you know. And I tire easily, but I'm well. Right. My family have been absolutely wonderful while I've been laid up.
Rock and roll! He gained fans from a younger generation, starring with his family on the reality TV show The Osbournes, which aired on MTV in the early 2000s. The UK native also spoke about having 9 lives and his hard partying days in Black Sabbath.
You have the 9 lives of a cat, don't you?
He's got more than that, let me tell you.
I mean, I should have been dead a long time ago.
He was known for hits including Iron Man, Paranoid, War Pigs, Crazy Train, and Bark at the Moon, both with the band and as a solo star. His death comes just weeks after reuniting with his Black Sabbath bandmates and performing a huge farewell concert for fans back in Birmingham, taking the stage for the final time. He once said this about performing.
When I get on a stage, something takes over. My spirit becomes alive.
And Osbourne was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a Black Sabbath member back in 2006. He leaves behind his wife Sharon and his 6 children. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, it was a warm day, and it's going to be warm for quite some time. There is a little bit of a break on the horizon. Right now, it's 94. Even at this hour, and our high got up to 90. I'm pretty sure it was 97. I saw a 97 there. So we're getting real close to the triple digits. The temperatures will be very hot, and therefore we all have to take it very easy in terms of outdoor activities, especially middle part of the day. We'll be talking more about that coming up after this. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Yes, it's on the warm side, but then again, it's July, and these temperatures are just about where we're supposed to be this time of year. Once again, today in Victoria and East Texas, we got nothing. There was at least a few clouds out in West Texas, but only over in the Big Bend area did we get any shower activity. In fact, not far from Sanderson, you're going to see it right there. Boom, big thunderstorm. Sanderson is a tiny little town out there coming down from Fort Stockton toward Del Rio, but they got some heavy rain there. They had a little bit of flooding there for the short term. The reason we've got nothing is because of the Dome of Doom. Now, you've heard me talk about this every summer. This is the subtropical high that sets up over North America, and we have to wait till it goes far enough north to allow the tropical door to open. See, right now, we do have a bunch of moisture right about here, but it cannot get through this ridge of high pressure, so we have to wait for this to move out of the way and then allow that to come in. That is going to give us a little bit of break as we get to the weekend in terms of some showers and slightly cooler temperatures, but not a whole lot. So again, tomorrow we'll be at 106, and that's an important number. That's above the 105, and excuse me, the 104 is right about there. Here's Friday, Saturday, when the clouds finally show up and give us a little bit of a break, not only in the temperature, but the heat index as well. But it only lasts for a couple of days. Notice that in East Texas and along the Mississippi Valley, this is a heat wave, okay? Now, it's hot for us too, but this is a a real good solid heat wave for everybody from Minneapolis all the way down to New Orleans. You can see how the east side of the state is dry. The west side of the state still getting some of that afternoon storm activity. But what we're waiting for is this right about here. This little pocket of tropical moisture, it's actually what's called an inverted trough, is going to rotate across the Gulf and reach us on Friday night, mostly Saturday. And that's when we do have a chance for a little bit of a break in the heat. Here we go, future tracker for tomorrow, Wednesday. Any rain for us? Do you see any rain? I don't see any rain for us. Stormy weather out in West Texas. We go to Thursday, still no rain for us, so hot and steamy. Then finally, when we get to Friday, you can see a couple of showers beginning to pop up along the immediate coastline, and that's Friday night. And then on Saturday, that's when we have our best chance of getting some clouds and a little bit of a break in the heat. But other than that, it's going to be warm. Yesterday, we talked about an easterly wave in the Atlantic. Today, it's not a big deal. In fact, it is falling apart, and that's probably because of the amount of Saharan dust out there. Also, this system was expected to develop. It has not developed, so there's really nothing organized out there. Now, as I mentioned, Saharan dust right about here. There's a pocket that was over us, but in the next 2-3 days, you're going to be a big surge of moisture coming across the Atlantic, and that is going to shut rain chances down, storm chances down for about a week. So it's okay. I mean, it's the peak of the season, but it's all right. Now, here's for tomorrow, 95 in Port Lavaca. Yes, you're getting into it too. 96 in the Cuero area. As you can see here, it's going to be very hot until about Friday when a few clouds show up and a little bit of a break, hopefully. Maybe you'll catch the little rain shower on Saturday. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. You can put Crossroads Today right on your cell phone. And we'll toss it back to Amaya.
Well, thank you, McClovio. A new version of Coca-Cola is coming. How the company is mixing things up for consumers.
Here's a look at how the markets closed today. The Dow rose by 179 points to close at 44,502. The S&P 500 was up 4 points, ending the days at 6,309. The Nasdaq lost 81 points, finishing at 20,892. And oil fell 84 cents to $66.36 a barrel.
Coca-Cola is releasing a new beverage product with cane sugar. The drink will launch this fall and will be sold in addition to Coke's original product that uses high fructose corn syrup. The company revealed the news in its earnings report Tuesday, saying it is part of its, quote, ongoing innovation agenda. The move follows a social media post from President Donald Trump last week in which he claimed he persuaded the soft drink giant to use cane sugar in its cola drinks. Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary, RFK Jr., has long railed against the use of high fructose corn syrup. The additive is a more common and less expensive sweetener in the U.S., but nutritionists say sugar-filled soda isn't healthy either, no matter the sweetener. Some versions of Coca-Cola already use cane sugar, including its soda sold in Mexico.
And now President Donald Trump, tariffs could have an unintentional side effect, making home ownership even less affordable for many Americans. A new report from the Canadian Chamber of Commerce estimates that if tariffs on Canadian imports remain in place, the average cost of building a home in the U.S. could rise by an additional $14,000 in the next 2 years. That's because Canada is the third largest source of imports used in the U.S. home construction, behind China and Mexico. The report said in 2023, Canada accounted for nearly 70% of U.S. lumber imports, 25% of imported iron and steel, and nearly 20% of copper imports.
General Motors says new tariffs cost the company more than $1 billion last quarter, and profits in that time fell more than a third. In an earnings call Tuesday, the automaker said its quarterly profit dropped to $1.9 billion. That's down from $2.9 billion this time last year. The automaker says it's working to adapt to new trade and tax policies. Earlier this week, automaker Stellantis weighed in with its earnings report. The parent company of Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram said Monday it lost $2.7 billion in the first half of this year, in part because of tariffs. Now, the airline industry is increasingly turning to artificial intelligence to enhance efficiency, safety, and customer experience. But now, some airlines are beginning to expand their use of AI when it comes to ticket fares.
And Evan Rodriguez has the latest.
The use of AI in the global airline industry is only growing. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines chatbot uses AI to provide booking assistance and flight information. United Airlines uses it to communicate with passengers about cancellations and delays. American Airlines started using it to predict which passengers might miss their flights.
If you want information on changing your flight, if you want information on changing your seats, it's likely going to be AI responding to you.
Matt Britton, author of Generation AI, says we're beginning to see the next phase of airlines adopting artificial intelligence. Airlines use dynamic pricing to constantly reprice fares based on market conditions.
I think why consumers particularly have a problem with some of the recent news is it's not based upon their IP address. It's actually based more upon them as an individual. So I think it calls into question a lot of consumer privacy issues.
One of the first major airlines entering this new space is Delta. About 3% of Delta's domestic ticket prices are already determined by AI, with plans to raise that to 20% by year's end, according to the airline's president. As airlines adopt this model, travel writer Gary Leff says it will lead to more personalized pricing.
AI offers a tremendous ability to further segment customers based on what they know about those customers. They're not at this place yet, according to Delta, of actually taking specific information about individuals and putting that into pricing.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Target is making a big change to its price match policy. Starting Monday, customers will no longer be able to get a refund if they find a lower price on Amazon or Walmart. Instead, price matching will only apply to items sold by Target, either in stores or online, within 14 days of purchase. The policy, first launched in 2013, had been seen as a way to compete with online retailers. But Target recently reported a nearly 4% drop in same-store sales, and company officials say changing market conditions, including tariffs, uncertainties, and controversies over its diversity policy, have prompted a new strategy. Coming up, we'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, the Earth is picking up speed. Why scientists say our planet is spinning faster than usual, and how these shorter days could eventually impact your technology.
Surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein files.
So he wants all the credible files related to Epstein to be released?
Will questions be answered?
Release the files.
Plus, the stunning death of Cosby Show actor Malcolm Jamal Warner. What we've now learned. World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America. Scientists say the Earth is spinning faster this summer, and that's making some days marginally shorter. Thursday, July 10th was the shortest day of the year so far. Scientific data shows that day lasted less than 24 hours by 1.36 milliseconds. Oh my gosh, what will we ever do with the time that we lost?
Didn't get enough sleep that day.
That's why
I knew I felt tired.
See, that's what I was just going to say. I knew I felt tired when I wake up. Something wasn't right.
Well, there are more short days ahead. Scientists say Tuesday, July 22nd and Tuesday, August 5th will be shorter by more than 1 millisecond. And the reasons for this are several, including the moon's gravitational pull and influence of the Earth's liquid core. The discrepancy isn't enough to be noticeable to humans. I mean, I don't know, my sleep is noticeable.
No, it's noticeable.
It won't have any obvious effect on everyday life, but the discrepancies can, in the long run, affect computers, satellites, and telecommunications.
My phone is acting crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, shorter days, it's still going to be hot during those days, though.
So the weather, like, it's, you know, it's not getting any better.
Shorter days would be good. It would be less sun for us. You know,
it's still hot.
We could go to sleep earlier or something like that.
That's true. Okay.
We have really no real relief in sight other than by the time we get to the weekend, we'll see some clouds and maybe a sprinkle or shower or two in the afternoon. But in between then and now, it's going to be quite hot in the triple digits throughout much of the crossroads.
Well, Yeah, not looking forward to that heat.
We're
I'm trying to be up by a body of water if I can.
But thank you for being with us. Our next newscast is in 30 minutes after World News. It's coming up next.